Can we have the video now? Okay, we will see the video in upcoming few minutes. I request Shri Harpreet Singh, Joint Secretary Donor, to give the welcome address to the dignitaries. Sir.
Good morning, everyone. And on World Tourism Day, let me first extend my best wishes and warm greetings to all the participants who are here with us today. Let me start by welcoming the Honorable Minister of State for Ministry of Donor, Shri B.L. Verma ji, who will be addressing us shortly through his video message. I would like to welcome Shri Lok Ranjan, Secretary Donor, who has been actually caught up with some other engagement, but will be joining us later in the session. I would also like to welcome Shri Maninder Singh, Additional Chief Secretary, Tourism, Government of Assam, Mr. Kiran Gite, Principal Secretary, Tourism, Government of Tripura, Shri Suresh Kumar, Statistical Advisor, Ministry of Donor, Ms. Lal Rodingi, the Advisor to NECBDC, Mr. Nitin Jaiswal, Asia Head, Bloomberg, Country Travels, Mr. Okin Taeng, and all the other partners and stakeholders who are here with us today. As you would be aware, today is the concluding session of the two-day event, Symphony, which has been organized to encourage a conversation around the development of tourism in the Northeast. The inaugural session of Symphony last Saturday, the 24th, had many positives, and we hope that we can build on those positives in today's session. What can we say about the beauty of the Northeast and the potential that it holds for tourism? Its people, the stunning landscapes, rich culture, crafts, heritage, and cuisine can create one of the most immersive experiences for any tourist. Equally important, tourism can be transformative in terms of the livelihood and employment that it can generate for the people of the region. However, this cannot be a government effort alone. In fact, the role of the government, whether central or state, should be confined to that of a facilitator and a key interventionist who will align its policies to the needs of the investors, entrepreneurs, and of course, the local communities. I would like to mention that the development of tourism in the Northeast region is a major focus area of MDonor, and it is being driven right from the top by the honorable ministers and the secretary. We hope to soon have a strategy and a plan of action in this regard, which would of course involve valuable inputs from all the stakeholders who are present here today and otherwise. And it is towards this end that Symphony has been organized as a platform to assimilate the best ideas and practices that will boost and unleash the potential of the tourism sector in the Northeast. I once again welcome all of you and look forward to a fruitful session. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Before continuing to our session further, let us see the glimpses of our first session held on 24th.
Northeast region look like a New Zealand. Northeast region is a very, very beautiful natural calamity and also natural beauty.
Northeast India, our Ashtalakshmi, is endowed with stunning landscapes, rich and cultural heritage, architectural marvels, and is pristine and serene. This is considered as the gift of the gods to us.
We have to adopt different approaches for promoting our tourism. And one can be like, for instance, recently there was a bikers really can travel from Hyderabad. This is one excellent approach, and we need more and more bikers to join and promote riding tourism in chosen circuits in Northeast. This will do very, very well, and they will aid. They are great ambassadors of tourism, these riders, and they will also promote rural tourism and homestays.
Tourism in the Northeast sector, as has been rightly pointed out, has a huge potential which hitherto remains untapped, and it needs a lot of concerted effort and coordination amongst the northeastern states, and also a lot of support from the Government of India.
The state of Nagaland, we are now more or less emphasizing more on rural tourism. And like those, the example of those bikers from Hyderabad. Now in Nagaland, we have started an initiative where we are going for off-roading as a tourist attraction for the outsiders.
So I would like to suggest that if possible, we get proper tourist permits actually for tourism purposes. And in this the border areas where we have check gates, I would be very helpful if you can have a very good high-tech office.
The area that I'm going to touch upon is how music of all genres, including folk and traditional music, can play a role in setting the context for tourism growth in Northeast.
From that, we would also like to add northeastern states to that catalog of the most preferred riding regions, which is definitely by trying to circulate and share more experiences about it. In the same context, we would also like to contribute towards further betterment of Northeast overall experiences.
That Northeast in all its glory presents a very colorful and a vibrant mosaic of different crafts.
Various hotel industry is getting improved, and I am extremely happy to share that many of the cities are expressing their inability to accommodate any new guests unless you book it 1 week in advance.
I thank everybody in the name of the Ministry of Honor, and I also thank all the people of the Northeast region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, team. Now I request to play the message of Shri B.L. Verma, Minister of State, Ministry of Donor and Ministry of Cooperation.
के अवसर पर सभी को बधाई एवं हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। इस अवसर पर 4 दिन के वर्चुअल सम्मेलन सिम्फनी का आयोजन बहुत प्रसन्नता की बात है, जिसका समापन करने का मुझे सौभाग्य मिल रहा है। हम आज सिम्फनी का बेशक समापन कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इस कार्यक्रम से पर्यटन के माध्यम से पूर्वोत्तर क्षेत्र के समग्र विकास पर संवादों की श्रृंखला की शुरुआत हुई है। हमारा देश प्रकृति के विविध रंगों से सजा हुआ है और उत्तर पूर्वी भारत के अष्टलक्ष्मी राज्यों के मनोरम दृश्यों की तो छटा मिलती निराली है। यहाँ का अद्भुत भोजन, अनूठी संस्कृति, मनमोहक प्राकृतिक दृश्य, समृद्ध सांस्कृतिक धरोहर और वास्तुकला अष्टलक्ष्मी राज्यों के पर्यटन में प्रचुर आकर्षण पैदा करते हैं। इन्हीं बिंदुओं को लेकर हम इस क्षेत्र में पर्यटन को बढ़ावा देने के प्रयास कर सकते हैं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने उत्तर पूर्वी भारत के अलग थलग पड़े हिस्से को अपने कार्यकाल के प्रारंभ से ही देश के विकास की मुख्य धारा से जोड़ने का संकल्प लिया और इस क्षेत्र को अष्टलक्ष्मी नाम से अलंकृत किया है। इस क्षेत्र की प्रगति और समृद्धि में पर्यटन मील का पत्थर साबित हो सकता है। इसके लिए हमें हर संभव प्रयास करने होंगे। हमें लॉजिस्टिक और आधारभूत सुविधाओं, पर्यटकों को इस क्षेत्र के विभिन्न रोमांचक स्थलों के बारे में जानकारी और टूर ऑपरेटरों को आ रही सभी बाधाओं को दूर करने जैसी समस्याओं का समाधान करने के लिए एकल खिड़की यानी वन स्टॉप समाधान विकसित करना होगा। आपकी भागीदारी और सुझावों से इस दिशा में हमारे प्रयासों को और मजबूती मिलेगी। विभिन्न संचार माध्यमों से हम लोगों के बीच अष्टलक्ष्मी राज्यों के नैसर्गिक सौंदर्य के बारे में प्रचार प्रसार के जरिए जागरूकता लानी होगी और इससे हमें अष्टलक्ष्मी राज्यों को भारत का नया विकास इंजन बनाने के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के भव्य दृष्टिकोण पर काम करने में मदद मिलेगी। मैं एक बार फिर इस पहल का हिस्सा बनने के लिए आप सभी को धन्यवाद देता हूँ। जय हिंद, जय भारत। विश्व पर्यटन दिवस के
Thank you, sir. Your guidance and vision will help us to work towards the promotion of tourism in the region. Now I request Mr. Nitin Jaiswal, Head of Asia Pacific External Relations, Bloomberg, to share his thoughts.
Thank you, everyone. First of all, it's a pleasure and honor to be talking about a region which I am extremely passionate about, staying outside of India, and I've been monitoring the growth which is taking place there. So when we talk about Northeast, I was actually thinking, what are the thoughts which come to my mind? The three thoughts which come to my mind is it is clean. There are very few places as green as what Northeast is. There are very few places in the world which are as clean as what Northeast is, not corrupted by human intervention and human tragedies. And also, despite clean and green, it is unseen by large population of the world. Credit to the government of India and to the state governments who have been creating a lot of infrastructure in the region to ensure that more people are able to see that place. And I have to say that the tourism department and the tourism ministry has done a great job, because I've been monitoring all through social media the kind of work they are doing. So I was actually looking at what can we do to retain the green and clean and still make Northeast the most preferred tourist destination. Because we need to have economic growth, which is not corrupted by the human intervention, and it still remains green. So I was actually looking at, there are three ways through which it can actually grow. We can go to the second slide. Three factors which can propel the economic growth for Northeast by still keeping it green and clean. What I call the circular economy, creative economy, and the cultural economy. So these three factors will actually help Northeast to grow in harmony with nature. There are very few places in the world which is able to grow in harmony with nature as Northeast is able to do. To retain that, it can focus on the circular economy, creative economy, and the cultural economy. And this is what I call the Trishakti, which is going to help build brand for Northeast, which is going to create an experience from tourism perspective. At the same time, it is going to help the expansion of the economy. And I feel the tourism department and the tourist industry can be a good connect to all these three parts of the economic pillar, creative, circular, and cultural economy. And that is the idea which I wanted to share. So most of the time, what we do is we always have this top-down approach when we want to, grow or expand or build anything. So I would like to take the other way around. I want to make the youth and the people of Northeast a major stakeholder and a responsible stakeholder in the growth of tourism in Northeast. So how do we actually do that? And at the same time, expand the tourism and also grow the economy. So for that, let's go to the slide 3. So the idea which I would like to share is what I call a My Land, My Story. Okay. So this is the initiative which I want to go in detail in next few minutes. So what is My Land, My Story? So we would like to engage the youth of Northeast to drive the economic growth and the tourism growth in that part of the world. How can we achieve that? So we actually focus on the skill development. How can it be done? So what we do is in the 8 states, we can partner with social media platforms, companies. We can partner with mobile company manufacturers what we can do is we can invest in building the skills of the youth in terms of using the creative or the digital economy to promote Northeast. Okay. So come to think of it, you identify 10,000 students across Northeast, and the partner can actually conduct skill development in terms of using digital media and social media and creative economy, how to use that to promote tourism. So at the end of the course, all these 10,000 students, or if whatever number we decide, will get a certificate in skill development. So at least they have acquired a skill which they can actually use in development of the tourism. But after that, what we do is this whole partner will actually pick up 100 most promising students among the whole group of 5,000 or 10,000 which we have identified. So this 100 students or the youth from Northeast can be given more training in terms of how can they leverage social media, how they can leverage digital economy to promote tourism in Northeast. So what happens is after they get all the training, these guys will get equipment from the partners in form of software in terms of a mobile phone. And these guys will go and capture the story about their land the way they see it. Because a local can understand the beauty like nobody else. They know some of the tricks or the places which we as outsider we will not know. It could be natural beauty they can capture. It can be the circular economy they can capture. It could be the cultural economy, it could actually capture. And then what happens after they capture? So they actually create a social media feed for this 100 student, a youth. They will create constant feed on the social media about the Northeast beauty on a regular basis. Then what happens is, because they are genuine, they are from the ground, it is very easy for them to connect with a wider audience across the world. So rather than just relying on few social media influencers to talk about Northeast, we should actually engage the youth from Northeast to tell them the story using digital platforms. So what will happen? What are the benefits of this? So the first benefit is, of course, there will be wider awareness across the world about the beauty of Northeast. Okay. Then the second thing is the beauty they are going to capture is not only about the natural beauty. What I talk about the circular economy is a very key element of Northeast. What is circular economy? Basically, you grow in harmony with nature. Like if you look at Sikkim, is the first fully organic state in the world. Okay. That is a very good example of circular economy, and there are many more examples of that. Can these youth capture on their social media and capture that and promote on the social media platform across the world? Can they capture the cultural economy? So if you look at it, I was just doing this analysis, and you guys all know better than me, there are probably very few places in the world, regions in the world, where there are festivals every month. So if you look at Northeast, every month there are some festival or the other keep happening. Is there a way for these youth to capture that cultural aspect of it and create an economy using digital platform? So this will help to create social media influencers and the social media entrepreneurs in Northeast, which is going to help in development of the creative economy, because they'll be capturing the whole cultural aspect of it, the festivals and all that. Then you can create more interest and awareness about the culture in Northeast. And also by focusing on the circular economy, that, your handicrafts or the world, your organic farming of the world, which they'll be captured and it'll be able to show. You're going to promote Northeast as a hub, which is focusing on circular economy. And this is very much doable because you are engaging the youth. And this is the one area where we want to make sure that we are generating a lot of employment, not only in the mainstream tourism, but also the ancillary side of the tourism. And this initiative of My Land, My Story will be able to help, making them a partner and a stakeholder in the whole initiative. So before I actually conclude, I just want to add where it actually play a very important part in the G20 itself. Okay. So if you look at the whole concept of circular economy, this is what the world wants to go towards: grow in harmony with nature. Northeast can become that global laboratory where people can come and experiment and learn how you can grow in harmony with nature. So this could be one of the themes. This could be one of the themes which Northeast could actually own and promote at the sideline of G20. And this, My Land, My Story, will promote that concept to the whole world. And it is very easy to go and implement, as the Joint Secretary stated, that it has to be led by stakeholders other than the government and the ministry. So we could engage partners who will be more than happy to come on board. It could be your mobile operators like your Samsung, your Apple, or your Jio of the world will be happy to lead this initiative. You have the social media platforms who will be happy to take this opportunity to engage the youth in the Northeast to lead this opportunity. So, and also it meets one of the important criteria of the Prime Minister, which is of the skill development. Okay, it meets the criteria of what the Minister has actually talked about, the economic growth. It also meets the criteria of the Prime Minister, which he talks about growing in harmony with nature. And it'd be a 12-month initiative. If something like this has not been done in other places, this could be a very good experiment where we could try in Northeast, and if it works well, then it could be expanded to other parts of the world and other parts of the country. So at this point of time, I just want to take a break to see if you have any questions. This is what I could actually share in the allotted 7 to 8 minutes which I had. The theme is My Land, My Story initiative. I think we should actually in Northeast.
Thank you, Nitinji. Trishakti to Ashtalakshmi will definitely empower the people in the region. Now I request Ms. Lalro Dingi, VIT advisor, NECBDC, to give her views.
Respected Honorable Minister of State and respected Ministry of Donor Secretary and Harpreet Sir Joint Secretary and other senior officer from Ministry of Donor and my teammate from the State Government of Northeast region. On this occasion of World Tourism Day, I want to highlight that the major strength of Northeast as far as tourism is concerned is its natural and cultural resources with ethnic heritage and unique tribal culture and traditions. As we all know, Northeast is richly blessed with bamboo, and therefore usage of local material like bamboo for creation of tourism facility wherever possible would surely promote the nature-based tourism and would attract nature-level tourists. There are numerous challenges like connectivity, tourist facility, inadequate branding and marketing, which cannot be created overnight. We need to go for manpower, manpower development, starting from community, tour operator, hotelier, and all the stakeholder with whatever facility we are having right now. The beauty of Northeast region itself have attracted many tourists, especially after COVID-19 pandemic. Ensuring of visitors' safety and seamless movement are possible only with skilled manpower at various levels, and I sincerely request that tourism promotion in NER may concentrate on culture, adventure, and nature-based with a lot of community involvements, for which adequate skilled manpower is very much essential. From now on, like we NEC, whenever we are sanctioning the tourism infrastructure, we advise them to use the local material as far as possible. We hope that this will make difference to other part of the India and also the world. With this, I wish every one of you to have a very successful World Tourism Day, and I request a team member from Northeast states also to be more sincere for the community involvement, especially at the village site. Unless the tourism have the ownership, we cannot go far. So with this, I end my message, and thank you so much for inviting me for the program. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Mr. Kiran Gite, Tourism Board Government of Tripura, to share his views, please.
Good morning, sirs. I am very happy to be part of the concluding session of Symphony I missed on the inaugural session. In post-COVID scenario, northeastern states have been able to gain a lot of traction, and we are experiencing a lot of friends, people who earlier did not talk about visiting these places would like to come. And we take a lot of pride in natural beauty and a lot of greenery in the Northeast, but that is not enough. We need to support this with infrastructure and tourism services, mainly the transportation, accommodation, food, entertainment, some activities, so as to prolong the stay of the tourist in this region, because most places, either they don't stay for long or they are not able to cover the places because of remote locations. So partly we have done on the transport sector with the help of donor and Minister of Tourism. Accommodation has been done, but not needs to be done in case of fooding, hospitality, entertainment, mainly the adventure activities, water sports, some activity trekking. We are very good at creating the government assets, but they're very poor at running it. We tried some local community involvement in operating the activities, but then they need a lot of skill, they need some assistance. So we need to also engage with the financial institutions, mainly the banks. Some schemes which we launched for the entrepreneurship development, they struggle to get the loans, subsidies in time. Like say in Tripura, we have launched Paratan Sahayak Prakalp to boost the local entrepreneurship. But then banks have to come forward. Skilling we have talked about, and we are trying to do on that. We have to reach a critical mass of tourists. Like say Tripura attracts only say 7 lakh tourists annually, which is not enough to create a market economy. So only if we partner with the neighboring Bangladesh and also we do interstate partnerships, this number can be achieved so that we can create a market economy which can be self-sustainable. In Tripura, we have started Indo-Bangla Paratan Utsav in last 3 years, and it's helping us in having across the border tourist circuits. We have also talked with the Mizoram if we can do a lot of activities in the Jammu Hill areas bordering 2 states. So I think a lot of works are in progress, but then Northeast as a whole has to be marketed. This is the right time because post-COVID people are looking forward to come to these places. Now it's our challenge to host them well and so that they become our ambassadors, and then we start the positive value chain. I'm sure that the Minister of Donor, Minister of Tourism and Ministry of Culture would play a lot of role in this, in hand-holding us, guiding us, and also catalyzing and making the Northeast most preferred destination in the country. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Mr. Oken Tayeng from Aber Country Travels, who will speak on the future of adventure tourism in the region.
Good morning, everybody. Greetings on the World Tourism Day, and really interesting deliberations so far by the previous speakers. So I actually represent ATOI, Adventure Tour Operators Association of India for Northeast. So, you know, post-COVID, there are lots of people who wanted to travel to Northeast, and, you know, lots of them want to be in a place closer to nature, not to stay in another hotel in town. They were looking for properties, smaller properties and homestays that was close to a river, close to a mountain, So, definitely whole of Northeast was a destination because we have so much of nature. I mean, most of the states have between 60 to 80% forest cover. Arunachal has 80% forest cover. So, so lots of people wanted to come and enjoy, have a closer experience with nature. And also, when it comes to nature, lots of adventure activities happens. We have rafting, trekking, and then, we have simple forest hikes and those kind of things. We're really in operation. So, but, like the previous speaker, Mr. Jaswal had spoken, unless we take the right stakeholders, the community, who actually are the real guardians of the tourism playground, into the whole game, then the future would be great, and it will move in the right way. So, and I always say the tourism should be something which the guest enjoys as much as the host does, because if you don't enjoy hosting, the quality of the experience wouldn't be good enough. So we should try to create a situation of tourism where the host as well as the guest enjoys equally. And other thing is, we don't really need to impose tourism on everything. There are other ways. I mean, when it comes to economy and the remuneration, tourism is not the only solution. We have to think about conservation. We have to think about the delicate situation of the whole ecosystem. We have to think about sustainability, the right practices. So I think we really don't need to over promote and in the process create what you call as over tourism, which has happened in many places. Like even in developed countries like Europe, they are shutting doors to tourism because there's too many of them. So we really have to rethink and rebrand, what kind of tourism we need in Northeast. So, and we really don't have to push for numbers because, especially in India, there's so many places have been ruined by over tourism and mass tourism. There are places which I used to go in Meghalaya and in Tripura and Nagaland, like Unakoti in Tripura, such a beautiful place. I mean, in 2007-8 when I used to go, most of the time we would be the only people there. But when you go back there, the only place to spend. So we really have to watch that we don't push for numbers, but the quality of the visitors, the right practices, whether they are conscious of cleanliness, that has to be put in place. So before promoting too much, we have to ensure that does the expectation of the visitors match up to our infrastructure, our preparedness. So we have to see, are we clean enough? Is our facilities, is gold standard? Is the services good standard? And are the people in operation who are conducting the tours, are they trained in proper manner? That has to be put in place. Like in adventure, for example, there are lots of activities happening all around Northeast. In Sikkim, you have some river rafting, you have paragliding, and really good quality trekking. And in Mizoram as well, you have paragliding. In Nagaland, Arunachal, we have rafting. But, when you do this kind of activities, I think nothing is more important than safety and human life. And if something goes wrong, I mean, the whole thing can turn upside down. There have been many incidents. There are people who fell off from a paragliding in Sikkim, sometime last year. There was a boy who went trekking in Juko Valley and then he just froze to death. So this happens because, we don't have the right kind of regulation and the right kind of training. So we have to ensure people who are operating, somebody who's taking people from outside on a trekking or a mountaineering or a river rafting, we have to ensure that they are properly trained, they are properly licensed, they are able to handle if some emergency situation come up. Otherwise, we'll not get into that world-class, the quality tourism. So I think before going out, exposing our food too much, over-promoting, we have to ensure that we have set our house in order. Everything is, world class in terms of regulation, in terms of safety, cleanliness. So basically what I'm saying is that we must have a vision. with the sustainability, right practices, and also what it brings to the people. We don't want, in some place, we don't want, like the mass over tourism where you kind of, it's not enjoyable anymore for both the visitors and the host. So anyway, I mean, I would like to listen to the rest of the speakers. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Secretary, Ministry of Donor, Sri Lok Ranjan sir, to give his concluding remarks. Sir, we can
Good
see
morning,
you.
everyone. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll begin by sharing my delight that symphony, which was coming with the inaugural session last Saturday, has been a success through participation of a diverse set of stakeholders. I also, on this occasion, thank Honorable Minister Shri G. Kishan Reddy ji, Minister of State Shri B. Verma ji, and all the senior participants, Secretary NEC, Shri Moses and his senior officers from the ministry. But more importantly, stakeholders in the tourism across various domains, tourist operators, social media influencers, everyone who participated in this program. Northeast is a beautiful paradise and is among very riveting landscapes on earth. And I believe that with participation and partnership, the spirit which showed up, we can showcase it as per the common vision, the collective vision of all the stakeholders. To this end, at this concluding session of Symphony, I would share that the focus today in tourism is reimagining the sector in terms of its size and relevance. And so many of the stakeholders have shared this. So reimagining, not maximizing, I think it is optimizing. And in the post-COVID scenario, tourism has emerged as the bearer of hope and opportunity for the entire mankind. The tourism in this year, as the message and as the spirit of the World Tourism Day, is about people and it's about the planet. So we have to keep the people and the planet at the fore as we start planning for expanding tourism opportunities, optimizing them. This is about bringing people from all the walks of the life together to promote a concept of tourism which is inclusive, is resilient, is sustainable as well. So today, the Ministry of Donor is working on a mission model to carry forward the development momentum of the northeastern region, and this includes tourism as a very important aspect. The spirit that I shared is also the spirit of Jan Bhagidari, our commitment to public participation. And this is aligned to the spirit set out for tourism worldwide for this year. Symphony has been an effort to set out a sustainable roadmap for tourism sector that can be with us for a decade or more. In that sense, this is a very great beginning, and discussions from all the stakeholders will help us in strategizing and developing the tourism sector as a contributor to the overall development. Great feedback and suggestions that we have received from all the stakeholders are with us. They have been duly noted. And I assure you that these will be acted upon appropriately after further consultations. At this concluding session, my hope and wish is that we will contribute to the tourism, also keeping in view the benefit of the future generations. So I exhort everyone to continue to ideate and help create a roadmap that would decide the strategic imprint of tourism in times to come. I invite all of the participants to participate in this exercise as one team and help unleash the tourism potential of the Northeastern region to its greater benefit. Thank you. My best wishes. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I request Sri Suresh Kumar, Statical Advisor Donor, to give vote of thanks.
Honorable Minister of State, Sri B.L. Verma ji, respected Secretary Sir, Logaranjan sir, my dear colleague, Sri Harpreet Singh, Joint Secretary Donor, the guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here with you today as part of this symphony program which is happening in the last 4 days. Though Sunday and Monday we were trying to reach you with so much of and other related programs. So this is a second physical program in the series on the day of the World Tourism Day. I am happy to be part of this program, and I take this opportunity to help offer my vote of thanks to all of the participants who have participated in this August program. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.